What's up, guys? Intellitech Studios here, and we have another episode, almost to episode 50, not quite, episode 49 of Vacuum Saved. And we not only feature some new machines, but also some forgotten. The name of this episode is The Free and the Forgotten. The reason why is three machines, the most recent ones, were free, and there's also, in fact, five of them actually. Five of them were free. All the recent ones, actually, now that I think about it, were technically free, although one of them you could kind of argue. And there's also some machines I decided to feature, like, for example, this one, this one, this one, and this one, which I do not believe I've featured before in a vacuum save. If I did, then my apologies. I tried to look back through all the videos. Of course, there's a lot, and make sure that I don't miss any machines in this series. But if I do, I apologize. The next episode, which will be episode 50, will be a bit special and a little bit different, kind of turn the show on its head. So, we have the Dyson DC07 carpet, which is the rare version of the Dyson DC07 that sold for only a couple months, exclusive to Walmart back in 2004. This particular machine was the only United States Dyson DC07, at least, to be featured without a clutch. There's some debate about whether there was a 14 online exclusive model, but I cannot confirm nor deny that. Until I see confirmation of that, I will assume this is the only clutchless US Dyson, that just has a simple stretch belt. So, we've got that. We've got a free Hoover Elite that I picked up at an estate sale alongside the Dirt Devil MVP that's behind it. I got both of them for free along with my Brother laser printer, which is quite nice. So I got those two. And then I got this Eureka from Goodwill. Now the tag says $9.99, but I actually got a $10 off coupon on my Google account. Now, technically speaking, the way I say you could argue this is because I went to two different Goodwills, and at one Goodwill I got a couple DVD players, not vacuum related, and I got $5 off that. Then I bought this one, and I got $5 off of it. So technically speaking, if I applied both those $5 Goodwill discounts from that day to this machine, then it would be free. Although technically speaking, this machine was $5. So, but you could see where you could kind of argue that net it was free. Now, we also have my Dirt Devil MVP Silver Glide. I remember I recorded a vacuum saved of this a while ago, and yet never actually uploaded that video. And funnily enough, I just got reminded there's another machine I should add to this list. Let me grab that real quick. Alright, so I somehow had forgot to, or neglected to mention that I also had this machine that I got recently. And this one was actually at a different Goodwill. So this one was not actually $19.99. Actually, no, it was. I stand corrected. I did pay $20 for this, which is a little much for a wind tunnel in this condition, but I got it for a specific reason, and that's because I have two other wind tunnels, both a blue one and a black one, hi Rocco, that I plan on using some combination of those three machines, or more likely the black one, because the blue one's completely rusted out. I can't really do much with it. And but likely this one and the black one to build one really good wind tunnel wide path out of those. And worst case scenario, if I don't, I do have the red one that I got that's reconditioned that has the base I prefer anyways. But I do still want to get this fixed, so it will get fixed at some point. But in the meantime, it is functioning. Sir, what are you doing? You're just having a staring contest? Do you want to say anything for the camera? Oh, come on, you don't want to meow or anything? Okay. So, now that we've got that out of the way, we got to figure out which machine to start with as the little man figures out some way to get out of this predicament. So, man, all the cats are just in rare form tonight. Sir, what'd you just do? You rub your face on the dusting brush? Okay, so, what machine do we start with? I guess we'll start with the wind tunnel, since I just grabbed it. So we'll go ahead and start with that. Just go linearly from left to right. So this machine does have a... Oh, Jesus Christ, what is that? Is that a bag that's been taped? Well, whatever that is, it's definitely going to get ripped out, but we're just going to run that for half a second. And we'll show the bottom of this. Not terrible, could be worse. This will likely get a new brush roll that I'll steal out of my Tempo. Oh, this one's got some rust too. Hopefully this one comes apart easily. That's upside down, but there's a label there. I'm going to be really upset if this one's also rusted out, but hopefully I should be able to pull this one apart. Hi. And hopefully this one should be salvageable, because I've tried my impact and various things. I might have to get some of those tools that allow you to extract strip screws, but I haven't been able to find a good set yet. So anyone who knows good strip screw extraction sets, if you can recommend those in the comments below, that'd be greatly appreciated. And then if my voice sounds weird, I am wearing earplugs, since obviously we've got a couple Elites we're going to run, and those are super loud. So you've got a dusting brush and a crevice tool and one extension wand. It's missing a wand, and it's also missing the upholstery tool. So we'll go ahead and, I guess, is there a filter right here? Oh, there's not a filter. Okay, well, that's great. So there's no filter. Oh, this is going to be great. Might have to turn on the, turn that all the way up on high. And we'll have to plug this in real quick and give it a run. Alright, so let's see if we can get that little bit of fluff that's over there. Well, it definitely does not have a functioning belt, I'll tell you that much, since it just smeared it. But the machine is functional, at least, and sounds passable. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get... Oh, that's a burning belt smell. Hopefully we can get something out of this, because if I just wasted $20 on a machine that has the exact same issue as the other blue one, I'm going to be a little upset. So we'll mess with this later and see if we have any luck with this wind tunnel. And here we have another machine with a belt that is not functioning. Now, this particular machine uses a special little Dyson belt. Now, I do have full intentions on rebuilding this machine. The brush roll is on this. The bristles are actually surprisingly okay, but I did go ahead and buy a brand new sole plate and brush roll combo kit should I need it for this model. Does need a belt. The brush is very loose in here, and there's nothing connecting it. So I do need to rebuild the changeover valve as well, because the seller, or trader I guess, failed, not trader, because I traded this for my ClearTrack, failed to mention that the changeover valve was messed up and does not like to actually lock in place. There's a lot of play in this mechanism, and it's going to be kind of hard to visualize this without putting it in a tripod, so I will put it in this broken tripod that I still need to replace, because the new tripod I got sucks, so I have to keep using the broken one. So if we put this in here, we can see that when I recline this back, see, all looks good, and I go to push it forward, and this doesn't want to slide. This doesn't want to slide down. This all just gets crunchy, creaky. I just, it doesn't. See, it like moves in the wrong way, and this doesn't want to line up properly. So I'm gonna have to find a way to fix that. I did find a replacement cleaner head for this model on one website, but it's a shady website, and they wanted like $60 for it. So hopefully I don't have to go that route. And even so, I think it's the valve and not the cleaner head. And I believe the valves are separate for these units. I might have to import a part from the UK to get that, but hopefully I can rebuild that. I've actually, believe it or not, even though I fixed several hundred Dysons at this point, I've never actually had one come in with a bad changeover valve. At least, well, not on these older fixed wheel units. I've obviously seen them on the ball models, but yeah, so that's a bit of a new experience for me, so it'll be interesting to try to fix that, especially on this unit. But I'm definitely Definitely tempted to get this fixed for obvious reasons because you can't find these clutchless models anywhere. Yes, technically you could import the new cleaner head and set up from the UK and import and convert a standard unit to a clutchless unit. And who knows, at some point I may end up doing that. But in the meantime, since I have an actual clutchless model, I want to preserve it. And of course, like all the turquoise DC07s, whether it be the original or the carpet model, just either of the Walmart units, this turquoise, it actually looks good on camera, but in real life, this is like a gross green color, and it's really bad when it's supposed to be a turquoise. For some reason, it looks good on the camera, but in real life, this is a much greener color, and it's definitely faded. So we'll give this a bit of a run, but again, you're not going to see the clutchless brush roll in action just yet. I'll have to do a separate video on that. And I guess we'll check out the filter, because a lot of people want to see the filters on these bagless vacuums. So, pre-motor filter, of course the HEPA filter I'll have to take out at a later date. Well, I guess that's not much of a filter, is it? Yeah, that's going to let a lot of dust through the motor. So, that, I'm going to have to grab another filter, because that's not going to do us any good. Alright, I've got a spare filter from a previous Dyson that I actually put brand new filters in, even though this one was salvageable. Kept it as a test filter, so that's what we'll pop in here. Of course, we're going to actually latch this properly. I know so many YouTubers, they've repaired millions, like thousands of these 07s, and they still put that filter on wrong. They'll put it on with it like that, or it's not even in all the way. You got to make sure it's flush, or else it's not sealed. So, now we'll give this a quick run. I did put a set of attachments on it, of course. Again, no, we're not going to get any brush roll action, so it's not really interesting. But still, you know, people want to see it run. I can also tell the person ran this for an extended period of time with that shitty filter in, because the motor sounds like shit on this machine. Excuse the language. Sorry. Crap. I'm gonna have to remember to go back and bleep that. But hopefully I remember. But anyways, so the motor sounds really bad on this, and yeah. Sorry about that. So, this machine is definitely working, but in need of some TLC. So we'll have to fix that at a later date and see what's up with that. Alright, so next we got this Hoover Elite that I mentioned I got for free from an estate sale. It's energy efficient, and it even still has the original ticket on it, or the original tag, whatever you want to call this. Yeah. Unconditional 1-year guarantee. That's how you can tell this isn't a modern Hoover. Yeah. Alright, so we've got that. It does have a bag on the inside, because someone actually was using this with what appears to be a genuine bag. And there's a lot of dust on the outside of that bag, so clearly not filtering worth anything. So that all needs to be pulled apart and cleaned out. Nice color. I really like the color. I really like the pattern on the bag. It's got a single row brush roll on it for some reason. And yeah, some stuff on it. So again, the everything's upside down on it, but you've got that. It's got some strings on it. belt feels like it has good tension too, so I might not even really need to mess with that all that much, which is good. So, so we're gonna go ahead and pop this open. Pop this up, I should say. Rocco, you might want to go. This might scare you. Okay, I just don't want you to get scared. Alright, so this is super loud and super gross. We're going to turn it on, and the cat's probably going to go flying. Yeah, so this thing has a lot of rattle to it, and as you could probably hear, it has a lot of it sounds off balance. The fan sounds like it's off balance, or like there's something wrong with the fan. So I could be wrong. Maybe I'm diagnosing it incorrectly, but it otherwise runs smooth. So I'm wondering if I replace the fan in it, it should be fine. Problem is, you can't really get fans for Elites anymore, because every single vacuum shop that I've talked to that has fans, they'll happily tell me, oh yeah, we've got a ton of fans, but we won't sell you one. We're keeping them. And I'm like, why even bother telling me you have any if you're not going to sell one to me? So, yeah, I might just have to honestly salvage a fan off of, or try to find another Elite I can salvage the fan off of, because otherwise it's in great shape. I do want to fix this up and get this working. Then I'll have both an Elite and an Elite 2, and I love the color and everything. So that's all good. It's just right now it's not running so hot. But for $0.00, am I complaining, considering even in its current condition I could technically use it? Like, even the belt's fine. It just needs a clean and a new fan, possibly. And of course a set of attachments, because it's missing all the small tools, but it has the hose and the wand at least. So it needs a set of white tools. But other than that, it's pretty decent, so thumbs up, kinda. Especially for the price. Not complaining there. Alright, next we've got my Convertible, which is also an Elite. It's just called Convertible instead of Elite. And this machine is in really, really good condition. Like, it's in beautiful condition. And this is, I mean, it's complete. I got this a while ago from another vacuum YouTuber. And this one, honestly, this is the nicest thing I ever got from him, because a lot of the other stuff I got wasn't in the best shape. But this one, it's very nice. Everything's relatively clean and all that. And I've had this for a while too. I just never featured it in a vacuum saved. So this one is loud. The actual impeller is pretty tore up as well on this one. But it does run. And he has a bag in it and everything. Not too dusty. So yeah, this one's an Elite as well. It's also very loud. For some reason it's on a really low setting. But yeah, so we'll give this one a run as well. So this one is absolutely beautiful, and this one, as pretty as it is, I will likely end up selling it. So It's in beautiful condition, and since this is the nicest Elite, it's the one I'll ask the most for. But this one will probably get listed soon on eBay. And I also have a couple other Elites I'm selling, like the Dimension Supreme and the Power Max 2. So look out for those as well. So that's interesting. Out of all those three, this is the one I'm most likely to keep just because it's so nice. But at the same time, since it is so nice, I kind of want to let another collector have it, especially since, you know, I need the space and the money. And this thing is definitely pretty pristine. So I did replace the tool rack on it since the original tool rack was cracked in a couple spots. So I do need to take the paint marks off this one. Other than that, it's really good. So yeah, on to the next one. Next we've got a Dirt Devil, and this is actually one that I did repair at one point. Somewhere there's a video on it where I replaced the belt and everything on it and cleaned up the brush roll. So yeah, nice new belt, no complaints there. Swivel casters probably still need some sort of lubrication, but as is, they're working just fine. Some stuff on there that needs cleaned off. But yeah. Alright, so no attachments, of course. But physically, it's in okay shape. Just some scratches on the bottom section. So we'll see how well this runs. Yeah, it actually runs better on this carpet than I expected it to. I thought it was going to run terribly with the how deep this pile is, but it actually handled itself just fine, so I might actually have to use that at some point. Alright, on to the next one. Next we've got the other free machine from that estate sale, the Dirt Devil MVP. And this is actually the second one I currently have, but this one's very wiggly and it leans back, which I did not know at the time. Well, I guess it kind of does. You can push it forward, but it technically leans back. I mean, that's some serious lean right there. It's almost vacuuming with. But yeah, so we've got this. I'm not going to take the back cover off because I find this to be a pain to get back on and lined up correctly. There is a bag in there. The brush roll's in fantastic shape, but that belt is super loose. This brush must have been replaced recently because this brush looks fantastic. But nevertheless, we'll give it a quick run. Has a crevice tool, but nothing else. Ironically, just like my other MVP. Thankfully, this one doesn't have any belt burning smell. It just slips really bad. So, there's the MVP. Next, we've got my Simplicity 7350, which is a really good machine, but I stopped using it because I noticed its performance wasn't as good as it should be. But nevertheless, I haven't featured it. It came with what appears to be most of the attachments, all the small tools, but no extension wand. And it does have the optional extra stair hose as well. So there's the, almost dropped it, there's the bag. And if I flop this down, of course that's broken, but got a nice metal brush roll. This base plate's really beat up though. It's actually bent right there. I think that's part of the reason why it's struggling to perform. Not getting a tight seal, I presume. Plus the cord hooks broke, which sucks. So, nevertheless, we'll still give it a run. If I can get it to pop down at least. That was nice and quiet, and when the base plate isn't beat to crap, it does work really well. So I might fix this up, but I'm debating on just selling it. I know I'm definitely selling the older Century 3 version of this, plus the Vibrants, if anybody wants those. And a Eureka. A Eureka that sounds terrible. And I literally just changed the belt off camera, and this belt is already completely snapped. It's not great. So, but nevertheless, $10 with a $5 discount, so $5. Outer bag's chewed up on this old school Eureka, but it otherwise does work as long as I can get it to stop eating belts. So I already replaced it on this and it broke, although that belt was in the open package for a while, so it might have dry rotted a bit. So I'll probably have to find another belt, but it does work, kind of. Brush is in good shape, and the overall machine's actually in really good shape, so this hopefully should clean up okay. This handle's really loose, and this outer bag is pretty chewed up, so ideally I'd replace this as well. That's pretty much it. And finally, we've got a Teenco Power Hero 11 in the box, but I already tried this. It doesn't work. Someone just gave that to me. And then same with this Roomba. Actually found this at a garage sale for $1. So that's fun. But this one's an older model 4160. I looked on the unit itself and it said 2005. So I don't believe it works, but I haven't messed with it yet, and I actually don't know how to mess with it, but there's probably some way to do that. So at some point I'll probably mess with it and set it up in a different video. Nevertheless, I do have it. Never actually had a Roomba before. I don't know if you can even get parts for a model this old. I would bet not, but you never know. Weird things have happened. Then of course this Teenco, it's relatively new. I think it's still under warranty, so I might see what I can get accomplished with that. But at some point I'll mess with this and see if we can get anything on that. But yeah. So that is pretty much that. This is Intellitech Studios signing out. It's very late at night and I'm tired, so I'm going to go to bed. But this was Vacuum Saved, episode 49. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting as per usual. Episode 50 is going to be pretty special, so look forward to that and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyways, this is Intellitech Studios signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.